Hello crafters, welcome to G's Creations and today's video. Today we're going to be making a Valentine's card using stock from my store, G's Embellishment Emporium. A link for the store will pop out now. We're going to be using the X-Cut die set, and this is the nesting heart die set. We're going to be using one of the heart stencils. Now there's about 3 or 4 different heart stencils available in store. We're going to be using the With Love die from the 4-piece word die set. So we're going to be using the With Love. And we are also going to be using the paper pad, the 6x6 paper pad. It's the Dough Crafts Paper Mania capsule collection, and this is the Wild Rose. So I just want to show you a quick flip through of some of those papers, just to give you an idea of what you're going to get if you purchase the paper pack. So obviously all the images are rose related, hence the title Wild Rose, and they're all in kind of the pinky shades, which are ideal for Valentines. So let me just give you some information. Obviously it's a 6x6 paper pad. It is 32 individual designs, it's one-sided, 160 GSM, and it's a lovely paper pack. So let me just show you the card we are going to be making today. Now this was Pinterest inspired. We're also going to be using the craft pick, which is available from my store as well, and some art glitter glue. You can get art glitter glue from Amazon, or you can get it from memomadeit.com. And this is the card we're going to be making today. It's a 6x6 card, and it opens up that way. I haven't put a sentiment inside because I have the With Love on the front here, but you could obviously put the With Love on the inside if you want to. I might do that on the one we make together. So let's get started. So the first thing is, let's do our card base. So I've got my Martha Stewart scoreboard, and I'm just going to score it at 6 inches. My score tool was from memomadeit.com also. I'll leave a link for her store below. So that's the card base scored. Now we need to trim this. We're going to have it so it opens left to right, no, right to left. So I need to take some of this off, take some of this length off. So I'm going to cut off 1.5 inches. Make sure my paper doesn't slide. I'll cut that off. That's a piece you can keep. You can use that for a sentiment. Right, I'm going to put that for one side now, and I'm going to bring over the die set. Now, I'm going to use my Cuttlebug because that's the die machine I have. So please use whichever die machine you use. Let's take that out. I always like to do a prototype card before I bring the card to video. So that's my A and B plate, and I'm going to be using all 3 sizes from this die set: the small, the medium and the large. And I'm going to be using some of the papers from the 6x6 pad. So I'm just going to use the ones that I used on the previous card just to get me started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to die cut a multiple amount of each of the roses, of the hearts. But what I'm going to do is I'm also going to cut some of the thick card base to stick them on, because this card, they would sit proud, but I'd rather them to be more sturdy. So I'm going to back this paper onto some of this cardstock, but I will do that after. If you want to stick this down on some cardstock and then die cut them, you know, that's entirely your choice, but I prefer to do it, die cut these hearts, and then die cut some cardstock, some thicker cardstock, and then glue them together. So I'm going to get that done, and then I will show you the finished hearts at the other end. Okay, so like I was saying, all I've done is I've cut out the thick cardstock which I've used for the card base, and I've got my designer paper, but as I want this to be more sturdy, I'm going to back it onto the cardstock. So I'm simply just using art glitter glue and then gluing them together. exactly the same die, so they're going to match up perfectly, but it just gives that more stability. So that's those done. So in regards to the pattern on the back, on the underside of the card, on this part, I'm going to use the heart stencil, and I'm also going to be using one of the small dabbers that are also stocked in the store, and I'm going to be using Distress Ink Victorian Velvet. Now if you use a larger stencil and a larger dabber, you can hit the edge here, so then you end up with an ink line, a line of ink. So if you use a smaller dabber, that reduces that risk. When I was doing the prototypes, I did it with a larger Tim Holtz, and I got a line each time. So I thought, well, let me use a smaller dabber, and that helped. I didn't get that line, so I just wanted to share that with you. I make the mistake so you don't have to. So I'm just putting some pattern and interest on the backing paper, as you can see. So I'm just going to put that to one side, because that's that done with. Now in regards to these hearts are going to be, let me close off the card. I'm going to close the card so then I know how far over these hearts can be. So I'm just going to stack these hearts up the side. Now if you wanted to, you could add some Distress Ink to the hearts on around the edges if you wanted to. So now I know how far I can go over. I'm going to lay my card on my work surface and use that as a guide. So I'm just going to pile these hearts on top of each other using the art glitter glue, making sure that you get the glue in the right place. And don't forget, you can lift it up. So we're going to have that one go that way. So I'm going to put some glue on the back here, and then I'm going to put a little dab of glue just on the peak, so it'll, when it rests on this part of this heart, it will go nicely. And some of these smaller ones I'm going to have at the bottom. Just going to pile these hearts up, overlapping them. I think I may have that one there, because I want a nice heart to be like that at the top. Right, we do that. So how do I want that one? Do I want that one there? Yep. Okay, so I'm going to have that, this one at the top, at the very top. I'm having that one so it's straight on, and then this one I can just put glue on the back and have that hit wherever it hits, and have these smaller ones. It's a great way to use the die set as well as the stencil. I had a few people ask me to do some videos in regards to how to use the stencils. My design team have also done some videos. If you pop over to Little Spaceman Paper Crafts, Donna Clerkin James, she has used stencils in previous videos. So her videos are a great source of information of ways to use the stencils. Right, let me get my pickup tool for these hearts. So I'm just putting some art glitter glue in places. And then these smaller hearts I'm just picking up and popping into place. If you've got gems, if you've got any of the wheel embellishments that I stock, this would be a great place for those as well. Just as finishing kind of touches. I'm going to have one just there. Okay. So then when the, oh, I've got one, I didn't put one there, so let me just wipe off that glue. So when the card shuts, it's not overhanging. So we have that. Now on the inside, I've decided to have the with love. So let me bring over the Cuttlebug. And using some of the same paper, if it'll fit. Okay, do I have a bigger piece? No. Okay, let me grab another piece of the designer paper. What shall I use? Sometimes it's such a hard choice when there's so many pretty papers. I'm going to go for something which is slightly less patterned. So I'm going to pop that in. Actually, I'm not going to put the whole thing in. It just seems the way. I'm just going to cut some off. Cut some off. Lay that in there. Lay the die in there. So that's the A, B and C plate, and I'm going to put it through the Cuttlebug. And these dies cut beautifully. I must admit, I was delightfully surprised, which is why I'm now stocking them, because I thought the quality was very good. And now I've put my craft pick down and I cannot find it. Where are you, craft pick? So using the holes that are in the back of the die to poke out some of the holes. And let's take him out. Now the 4 words are with love, hello, welcome, congratulations. So congratulations, welcome, I think it's welcome, anniversary, hello, congratulations, with love and anniversary. They are the 4 words you get in that particular die set, which is now available over at the store. Right, see how beautifully that cuts? I love it. I really like this die set. So going back to the fine tip of the art glitter glue, which is where this comes in handy, I'm going to put some art glitter glue on this sentiment, and I'm going to have that on the inside this time. With love. And then with some of these hearts that I didn't back, I'm going to put some of those in there also. So these I didn't back onto the thicker cardstock. So with love, 1 and 2. Now on the outside, if you chose to add a sentiment with one of your stamp sets, you know, that's entirely your choice. But these are just, I just wanted to do this video as it was requested in regards to the stencil, and I'm really pleased with the outcome. So I'll just bring over both versions. My first one, and that was with less hearts and more spaced out, and with the sentiment on the front, and this one with more hearts and with the sentiment on the inside. I actually think it looks better with the sentiment on the inside, but I like that. And because the hearts, this heart shows through, but it just looks like it's part of the cluster, which works out brilliantly. So there's a Valentine's card using items now available at G's Embellishment Emporium. Head over and get them while they're still in stock. If purchasing just a stamp set or just a die, then there is a shipping option exclusively for those. Please don't use that option if purchasing more than just a single die or a single stamp set, because the shipping is different. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you again very soon with another craft. Take care now. Bye bye.